The question that comes again and again, I have to say, from people working in cities like urban planners, policymakers, is very few of them actually can see the difference between sustainability and resilience. I think most of the times the question comes like, how different is resilience from sustainability? Well, I start with what is similar. The similar is they're both concepts that they require, they're, you might say, normative future visions for the cities. They already prescribe in a way what is a good future to live in. A sustainable, resilient city is a very positive image to imagine. They require transformations to how we are living and working and organizing and practicing. And the difference is the one is already envisioning that you have a still functioning system even after a surprise or a dreadful event. And this is a concept of resilience that takes uncertainty to account, but in a very specific way. And that can be very helpful to already anticipate and take on board uncertainty, even on high magnitude, in your planning. Sustainability is about having the integrative, holistic view to take all the elements of life, the economy, the society, the environment into consideration and not externalize one on the expense of the other. So they work very nicely together. From a recent project I concluded, Resilient Europe with Urbact, we worked together with 11 cities on how to build resilience in local neighborhoods. We chose very difficult locations, we chose deprived neighborhoods, that they had derelict infrastructure, that the social networks, they were quite disrupted, not very strong social ties or community ties, and of course a lot of other issues with like abandoned green spaces or unappreciated green spaces. So from working with them in experimental setups, I have some insights of what can make cities actually build stronger, resilient neighborhoods. So some insights. The first is about to re-establish the connection of people with their own space, with where they live. And this is beyond the romantic understanding of the sense of place, you might say, but is more about the transformative element that space can have. And when people connect to it, when they feel that this is my home, this is my location, this is my city, then they appreciate it, they manage it, they reimagine it. And that can create not only a positive social feeling and the social element of it, but also a push and a demand to the policy to have better infrastructure, to have infrastructure designed together with people and for people. And that can in turn, of course, strengthen the resilience of these locations together with strengthening the resilience of the cities. It comes also as a second insight of how we understand resilience. It's not only about recovery from a shock or a stress or a crisis or an unfortunate event of whatever magnitude that might be, but also how you can rebuild back your community, your place, in a way to be again a thriving place. So the understanding of what resilience means and looking at it not as a recovery but more as a transformative concept itself, I think it's a second insight. And this does not only come from the view of the research but also from the view of the community. A third element, and I will summarize with this, is how do we see the interconnections and interconnections between the people, interconnections between the different knowledge, interconnections between also the different forms of solutions and innovations that we see in the cities and how they can make cities more resilient. Because it is about also rethinking the market, rethinking the new local economies and how the local economies can also support the bigger city socioeconomic transitions, how also by empowering the people to take ownership, to take stewardship on board, how this can also create new types of local economies and markets. Sometimes we are being a little bit naive by looking on like green solutions, on fixing the green space, making a neighborhood sustainable, but then not taking the community with. And taking the community with doesn't only mean to have empowerment workshops or trainings, or walks to the city, but also means about how they can also feel more energetic and feel also more motivated and empowered to actually create their own small local economies, and in this way be part of this transformation of the places to become more resilient. How do we frame this whole process in a way to be open to questions, to criticisms, and to the innovations to be actually co-created? I think going with with a predetermined solution, sometimes it might not work. And a lot of these deprived neighborhoods that we saw and we worked together, they're actually exactly the evidence of pre-cooked solutions not working. Because we have neighborhoods in areas and in cities like Bristol, like Glasgow, that the city has done so much and so much work and so much thinking, and still you see that it's not working, and that is not because of bad policy or bad intentions or not going to the people, but maybe going to the people in a different approach, in a different way. That is what is needed. We are in a generation shift in the cities. A lot of people who are more on the management, the strategic management level, they are in a different generation. They have been different training. They have been retrained to think about sustainability because it's a priority. And then the young people that they're now just recruited in, they're very interdisciplinary. They really know what sustainability and resilience is because of their new training. So they're more willing to experiment, to try new approaches. They don't go to the public to consult them or to even school them, but they really go with more open questions. They are in search continuously of new frameworks, of new approaches, and that is quite encouraging. That is opening up a completely different way of engaging with the cities. Yeah, go less as a regulator and go more as a facilitator, as an enabler, as a person who is ready to search and find the solution and the innovation together with a person, together with a community.